I just, by coincidence, I was talking to some young people yesterday, and they asked me about something similar to that. I said, I think we ought to have compulsory military education. And somebody said, well, we'd expect it, you'd say that, you're a Marine colonel and you're 33 years in the Marine Corps. I said, no, I don't. I said, first of all, I was enlisted for 6 years. When I was in Korea, I was enlisted, I was a PFC. But what the Marine Corps did, and I think the military does for the youth of America, is give them organization and discipline. So to answer your question, particularly if I see these young Marines out here, which I admire and respect so very much, the military does a very good job of giving you organization and discipline. Gentlemen?
True, absolutely.
Tom?
And leadership.
Leadership, good point.
And a love for our country. And the morass that our country is in right now is because there are too many of the people making decisions don't have an appreciation of what a wonderful country we are living in and how we got there. Going way back to 1775, when the Battle of Concord started, to start the Revolutionary War, it was really the birth of our country. And because of the dedication of our leaders at that time, and because of the leadership we've had through the years, and because of our emphasis on freedom and ethics, we have come to be the greatest country this world has ever known. And we have forces out in the world that are trying to destroy us. And I'm one of those who believes that the danger is greater, even leading up to World War II, that fascism was. And we have to have an appreciation of how necessary it is to do everything we can to maintain that freedom, and maintaining helping to attain or maintain freedom of other countries seeking it is going to make us stronger too. And we will be making mistakes. We've made mistakes. We're making mistakes now, but because we've made mistakes in the past doesn't mean that we shouldn't continue on the road to doing the best thing for our people. We've got to look after ourselves primarily, but not in a selfish way, and to make sure the people of the world, those who seek it, can get and maintain peace. Thank you.
I agree wholeheartedly, but I want to go back to address something that I was trying to say. But what happens, and it's an example of the love and the camaraderie that you have in the military service. I get so emotional about my lieutenant who was killed that you find yourself running and hiding away from what had happened. But at any rate, to finish, he just fired at the enemy without stopping. And I remember firing in the whole 9 yards. But there was one young guy who ran away from the firefight. And after I was severely wounded from in the liver and the spleen and the whole 9 yards, I was trying to get back to our lines, and you're disoriented and you can't, you simply have no sense of direction to whatever. And the guy that ran didn't run very far, and he ran behind some brush, and then as I came approaching, it was around, I imagine it must have been around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. He challenged me, and Halt, who goes there the whole 9 yards. Well, it's pretty goddamn obvious they don't have too many people in North Korea that look like me, so so I obviously said something that wouldn't appeal to the normal person. I said, I'm an American. And then he tried to come over to challenge me, and he challenged me again, and then he looked at me and he said, oh my God, you're hurt. Well, that's the one thing you don't want to tell somebody with their guts hanging out, that you're hurt, you know. So he said, I got to help you. I have to help you get back to our lines, and which he did. I have no idea how long it took or anything like that, but this young blonde boy, which he stays with me, he will stay with me for the rest of my life, and every book that I've written, I have that little a blonde boy in there, because his job was so incredibly difficult. If shrapnel is all in your stomach, you cannot lean over forward because it just punctures other things in your stomach. He couldn't lift me up by the legs because I'm wounded there too, and on the hip. So this guy did an incredible job, but getting me back. And I've always wanted to see him, and I never found him. So the best I can do is to write about him. So.
Any other? We got about 2 minutes. If not, ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed honored to be here with you. We call it the Forgotten Victory, and the reason is because the Korean War was the beginning of the end of the Cold War. History books will now tell you that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.